show. This is Rudy, also known as Shorty. He is the lead dev, co-founder of RocketFi.
Pleasure to meet you all. I don't know if Vic will be able to make it. He's the other co-founder, but he got a bit busy this evening, so I'm not sure if he'll make it. I think we have almost the rest of the team here, right? Adam, are we waiting on anyone else?
Do y'all have anyone else, Kyle? It's going to mainly.
I think it's just probably going to be me. If Rick or Lunar, if one of you guys want to come up here and talk, you can make like a little emoji or whatever, and we can get you up. But if not, then I can do it myself.
Cool. Yeah, we'll go ahead and start here in about a minute. Give everybody one more minute to get in, and then we'll get started on what it means for this partnership for both projects and kind of just a overview of what each one is. And then we'll take some questions from the audience and see where it goes from there. We are going to try to keep this to an hour long. Nobility does have a AMA schedule with Variegate. I believe it's exactly following this, correct?
Yes, sir. Cool. Did you want me to start, or do you kind of want to go into what RocketFi is doing, or do you want me to head it off?
We can go ahead and start, I guess. Okay. We'll go ahead and start now. Yeah, if you could kind of give us an idea of what it is for the Nobility project. What all do y'all have, in y'all's pipeline, etc.?
Yeah, so the pipeline is pretty full at this point. We have a bunch of stuff that's going on. I guess to introduce myself, I'm Kyle McDougall, the CEO and founder of Nobility. We started about a year ago, going pretty strong. Lunar, he's our COO. He's in here right now. He's not a speaker. He's one of the listeners. Rick, he's been huge in the reaching out to different communities. He was our first person that we actually brought into our core team besides Hank, our dev, and then David Chen, who's one of the owners of FaZe Clan that we brought in as an advisor about 9 months ago. It's pretty crazy. It's been that long already. But yeah, so we are an esports token. We're backed by myself and David, who both own esports organizations. I own Noble GG. He owns, he's part owner of FaZe Clan. FaZe Clan's owned by a bunch of different people, so he's just one of them. But they just had a $1 billion valuation on their IPO. It was like maybe a month ago, I believe. So they're huge. They're massive in the United States. So blessed to have him on the team. He has a bunch of connections, as well as I do, inside the esports space, and we're using those to leverage for Nobility. So through my time with Noble, I realized that there are a lot of gaps in the space where cryptocurrency could come in and play a significant role in making everything more efficient and better for gamers, streamers, content creators, organizations, various companies that work with inside of esports, like tournament organizers, pretty much anybody. So our mission to help these people, especially the streamer side of it, make more money doing what they love to do. That's what we plan on doing right now with the product that we have in development. It's a tipping system that works a little bit differently. There's nothing else like it on the market. People are going to be able to hold Nobility and earn passive income just for having the tipping widget on their stream. So Twitch is highly known to pretty much within the esports space, pretty much all the people, all the streamers, content creators, everybody knows that Twitch takes a significant amount of the subscription revenue from these streamers. And so we are providing these streamers with an additional revenue source in the form of passive income. And I think it's going to be great for us. It's going to be great for exposure. We're going to be able to bring these streamers and esports players in to a space that they might not be familiar with, which is awesome. I think we're going to be able to help with mass adoption of crypto across a new market. And I think we're going to be spearheading that a little bit. So we're excited for that. That should be coming up really soon. We had to unfortunately switch dev teams, so we're in the process of that. But we think is a blessing in disguise because we came up with more ideas on top of what we initially had that I think are going to be monumental for Nobility and the streamers going forward. But other than that, we have invested a significant amount of money into a company called Glitch. which is building out esports arenas throughout the United States. And we are going to be the primary cryptocurrency used in that whole ecosystem, which is exciting for us. David Chen sits on the board of Glitch, and he's the one that brought that opportunity to us. So extremely blessed and fortunate to be involved with that. And then we are working on right now putting together a plan for a streaming platform that's going to be coming out. We have a bunch of stuff that's going on that we haven't released yet to the public, so I won't go into that stuff. But what I just mentioned is the stuff that we're working on immediately, and those are the things that we're focused on for right now.
Okay. And on your website, it shows like on your Nobility token side, it says blockchain. Are y'all developing a blockchain, or are you just specifically talking about, stuff on the blockchain?
Yeah, we are going to be developing our own. It's going to be it's going to be geared towards gamification, these play to earn games and gaming and stuff like that. So we have a bunch of partners that are in different spaces, but they're going to be able to perform very well on the blockchain. We have a plan set out. Hank and the team are working on that game plan, and our partners with Wi-Fi Money are going to be reaching out to investors to fund that, and we should be getting it underway very soon. I think Hank and the team, they've done months and months of research regarding that. They found out that the best path to success there, put together a great plan. So we're excited to finally execute on that coming up pretty soon. We're going to make an announcement to the community later down the road. Right now, we're really focused on the tipping platform and getting that out and making sure that's successful first before we start getting into some other stuff. But definitely excited for it.
Well, yeah, that sounds cool. Shorty,
I think that's great. That you guys are identifying gaps in the market that need to be filled, right? And that provides the decentralization platform to beyond what DeFi is technically about, right? And what DeFi is technically, or what is most commonly used for. And so, you did mention that you started, I believe, was it a subsidiary called Glitch, or is it a separate company? How does Glitch tie into to the Nobility project, and what can it accomplish that the Nobility project alone wouldn't separately?
Yeah, so Glitch, I mentioned a little bit earlier, but they're a company out in Los Angeles, and it's a huge company. They're tens of millions of dollars in funding at this point. Joe Montana's on the board. The Dallas Cowboys and New York Yankees are involved. Some other celebrities as well, and people that are huge into esports. Cisco Systems is involved, so we invested into them, and they're going to be building out the esports arenas. Sorry. Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking. But yeah, they're going to be building out esports arenas. They're going to be building out 32 of them across the United States. And then Nobility is going to be one of the currencies, hopefully the only one in that ecosystem. So it's going to be like a big Dave & Buster's. So instead of going to Dave & Buster's and using the card and having the digital points and stuff like that, people are going to be able to use Nobility instead. And there are some other surprises along the way. With like David just had a call with the CEO. He has some other things up his sleeve right now that they're going to benefit Nobility holders even more, and it's going to be awesome. So we're pumped for it, and it is something we could potentially do down the road, but it's just such a massive undertaking. There's tens of millions of dollars in funding, like I mentioned. It's just so much time and energy that's going into building these out because they're huge facilities. They're like 20 to 30,000 square foot facilities. And it's going to have all different kinds of stuff. So not just gaming, but laser tag and a bunch of other stuff. It seemed like a big, cool adult Dave & Buster's. So, yeah, we're excited for it.
That sounds amazing, guys. And so just to give a quick summary on what RocketFi is, and we're a single entry diversification protocol. We let you customize your reflections in multiple ways, and we let holders make decisions on what they want to be reflected into, and make more informed decisions in the projects that they decide to reflect in. And so, one of the key aspects that we want to really highlight and ensure that comes across is curating every project that's on there to bring focus and creating focus in categories where it makes it easier for holders to know what they're investing, and then giving them options to reflect, right? To give them a better risk entry point through holding the RocketFi token, right? And so, what's interesting about your platform is that you're focused on gaming, and there's actually um, uh, very little play to earn that's being successfully done right now, and so that's a very key. Um, um, a very key part of the market that needs to be addressed, right? And so I think the way you guys are doing it is great, right? One, you're touching with gamers that and an existing community that might not know about crypto, and you're trying to create that overlap, right? Make it a safe and secure place for them, where the onboarding is a little where you facilitate it, right, in a safe and secure way, right?
Yeah. So yeah, we're a little bit different. We're not doing a play to earn. We're kind of gamifying our NFT collection that's going to be coming out later this year. But other than that, we're not doing a play to earn that we know of anytime soon. We're just supporting what's already in place. So the esports world is kind of like the NBA, where it's already in place. There's tournaments, there's leagues, all these other things, and we are connected with the pro players and content creators and streamers and everything like that. So we're going to support that whole ecosystem with our products. So things like the tipping system, we could integrate into this already established world of gamers, and they're going to be able to benefit from the passive income that Nobility is able to generate them in stablecoin. So we're already taking what's there and building upon it and enhancing it, because esports it's a young space. It's run by a lot of young people, and crypto is very slowly starting to get adopted into the space. They've been a little bit hesitant up to this point, but I think that we're finally we're breaking in a little bit. I think FTX, they invested a significant amount of money, like hundreds of millions of dollars, into esports in 2021, and you see that same kind of trend in 2022. A bunch of these crypto companies getting involved, crypto.com and some other exchanges. So they are definitely paving the way, and I think it should be just a matter of time until crypto is definitely going to be heavily integrated within this whole esports industry. So it's exciting.
That's great. Sounds like you got a lot on your plate. What's been the most challenging so far obstacle that you've found specifically to what you're doing that that you feel needs to be addressed or is your biggest challenge?
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing has been the adoption on the esports side of it. When we first started, there was hesitation from publishers and developers when we were doing tournaments and stuff. We had to follow all these rules and guidelines and restrictions that were in place just to put tournaments on and do basic things within the industry. But my team at Noble and I got on multiple phone calls with different publishers like Microsoft, Activision, a bunch of other ones and we just had conversations with them about how we would be able to jump in and actually help the space. We had case studies with our tournaments as well. So our first tournament in August of 2021, we did a $50,000 Warzone tournament with some of the best players in the entire world. We had celebrities, athletes, and all this stuff, and we kept track of all the stats. We gauged the Twitch views and everything, and we made it very seamless for the winners. So the winners were actually paid in crypto, and we did a whole case study on it and sent it out to the developer and said, hey, like, this is what happened. This is how we did it. This is like the gamers loved it. It was extremely efficient because right now the esports space is very, very dependent on PayPal, which is horrible. I don't understand why anybody uses PayPal, to be honest, but they really use PayPal in this industry, and payments are delayed. They usually get paid like once a quarter. And with crypto, we were able to pay people the very next day that the tournament was over. So the gamers weren't even used to that. Like, they got paid the next day and thought it was the best thing ever. And, they could cash BUSD out really easily, and it made it easy for everybody else. So things like that have made it a little bit easier on our side to work with these publishers and developers to do more in the space. So they've definitely been more accepting, and it's pretty cool to actually lead this too. Like, we're at the forefront of this whole push into esports with a crypto vehicle. So it's definitely new territory, and I love doing it.
Yeah, that's not it. Y'all's project really does excite me in a way. I'd heard about y'all almost a year ago, and y'all were rewarded through a project I won't name here, but I kind of just threw it to the side, and then we had a few people in the community reach out and was like, Adam, we need to get Nobility. You need to look into Nobility. And I was like, all right, and then I reached out to you, and we got to talking, and then I got to researching what all y'all had going on, and I'm really kind of kicking myself in the butt for not biting on it earlier.
Yeah, no, I understand. Things happen. There's been a lot of stuff that's happened in the past, but I truly think that we've learned a lot of lessons along the way. We've learned who the bad actors are, the good people, and I think we've built out a team who, right now, we have amazing people, not just in our core team, but in our community as well. There's not much toxicity or negativity anywhere in our organization. I think that says a lot about who we are, but every project goes through those times where everything seems like it's not going right or something, and there's some kind of drama. It's just the space we're in. It's just one of the negative parts of it.
Yes, and with like the gamers that are involved in y'all's system that don't necessarily want to deal with BUSD, or they may have the Nobility token, but they don't necessarily want to interact with the blockchain for the BUSD. Is there going to be like an easier way for them to off ramp that, so to speak?
Yeah, Lunar, do you want to talk a little bit about this? Because I think this is up your alley.
Yeah, sure, mate. No, that's a great question. What we're trying to build in and around the tipping system. And sorry, before I dive in, I'm Lunarlander. I'm COO over at Nobility. Get the privilege of working with great people like Kyle and Rick, who's here as well, and Hank and Pat, and our amazing community team out there on a daily basis. So it's absolutely wonderful. But to dive into your question, yes, building out the system so that it's going to be flexible and meet the needs of streamers out there. And one of the people whom we've brought on board our team recently, Crypto Atlas, has got an extraordinary background working both as a gaming streamer and working across multiple platforms, and also with one of the big streaming support companies called Streamlabs. So he's come on board our team here just last week, actually, to bring his knowledge to help inform us as to what we want to build and how we want to build it. We're very conscious that it's been almost an underserviced industry for all the size of esports and gaming being a multi-billion dollar industry out there. There's some fundamentals which haven't existed. So Kyle, with his vision, identified that there were some sore points in the industry, and formed what I think is a rather extraordinary group and company and community in and around providing services into that space. So what you can expect from the Nobility here at present and going deep into the future is an approach which leverages the best of DeFi, the smarts of the industry, the great ideas of the multiple projects that we get to work with under a kind of a family banner that we have, and to apply those into the gaming and esports arena. So what we're really creating here is a wide ecosystem of related products, services, which will all benefit gamers, gaming, and of course our Nobility community. So what we're attacking first is this tipping layer, so that we're adding much needed services into the space. But more importantly, from that strategic element, we're bringing real fiat, real dollars into our ecosystem, which is going to drive some serious volumes going forward. So it's exciting times, guys, and looking forward to some big things and some big announcements coming up very soon.
Anything you can give us a hint of now?
Well, I've said to Kyle on multiple occasions that that this industry loves giving away all the secrets as early as possible when they're only bare conversations. So I'm gonna say an unqualified no to that one, because it's as far as we'll go here is that it's bloody exciting, and it's even more on this amazing roadmap which has been built. So very excited, guys.
Yeah, and
I'm with you on that. Right now, you really have to watch all the ideas that even announce on MAAs, right? Because there are projects always just looking to jump on the idea. So we totally understand that, and especially it's become more prevalent now than ever, right? So
that's exactly.
We witnessed that firsthand as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I should have learned my lesson a little bit earlier too. I apparently didn't learn it early enough, but one of the first announcements we made when David Chen came on board, I was kind of dropping hints there, and people, they started spreading rumors that Mark Zuckerberg was being added to the team. So that was my first sign that I should stop giving people hints, because it just leads down this path of I don't even know how people come up with some of this stuff, but yeah, I've learned my lesson. So we try to stay away from giving hints and drops. So.
Yeah, it's one of those things in this industry that it does run wild, and this industry is far too fueled on hype, and this is where through the great work of our team, our community outreach manager Rick is absolutely fantastic at this element of building relationships, of setting a stable base in terms of expectations around who we are as a company, what we're doing, and what we're trying to deliver. And he's got an amazing team around him as well, a nature provider in particular, out there banging the drum on our behalf. But what all this comes back to is trying to provide an island of stability in the chaos which is out there. Having a place where our community can have a rational discourse about their investments, look at it on a factual basis, without any kind of fear around talking about other projects, and following a path of a wide and varied investment portfolio. So we very much stuck to our guns around this, building great relationships out there. On a daily basis, Rick and Nature Provider and the wider team are out there solidifying our relationships, being able to provide this certainty of vision, certainty of scope, and really trying to identify great and good projects and good people out there who fit our mold, with whom we can work and build great relationships together. So that's another key slice here as to what we're about, and not going overboard on the hype side of things is one of the fundamental principles of delivering a solid business.
Exactly. Many projects forget to manage expectations, and so that ends up being their downfall. So that's key there, right? Managing holder expectations and ensuring that the deliverables that you're committing to are realistic, and that the timelines are realistic as well. So I think that's key. We share the same sentiments, right? Also in regards to working with other projects and just maintaining a good being diplomatic, right? And a lot of us are competing against each other, but there's plenty of room for focus, development, and so I think that's what's key.
Yeah, mate. To add to that, that whole spirit of working together in a collaborative sense is really the key to the game. I think that what we've achieved here, even with some very closely aligned projects, which might have otherwise been seen as competition, Nobility has always put up our hand. Excuse me. Guys like Rick, I cannot highlight enough the great work that he does out there in terms of building these relationships. But you look at one of our partner projects, DFS Mafia, and one might have thought that there could be competition there between our two projects, but we chose a different road of building an alliance, of being able to focus on the core strengths of what each organization are, how they're best structured for delivering those business utilities, which we want to, which we are putting into the market. So we've recently expanded that relationship with them. We've moved over some intellectual property to their side, so that they're going to be running what is a very powerful sports book under the DFS Mafia banner. And we're retaining a layer of partnership to that, and both groups bringing our best strengths together in terms of our relationships on the marketing front around professional athletes, and certainly on the Nobility side, our esports players, celebs on that front, and looking at these opportunities in a collaborative fashion. And Rick loves to say this: unity through utility, and it just strikes the absolute right chord in terms of why we're all here. We're all sitting here at the cutting edge of DeFi, moving into a brand new world, and there's so many lessons to be learned out there. Shared vision, shared goals, all of which we can, if we can work together, then we're all going to benefit massively from being able to share and grow and learn from the problems, learn from the mistakes, and just do better each and every time that we dive in with new functionality around our utility and new projects. So it's exciting times.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I want to touch on one thing that you mentioned. It's uniting through utility. That I've been speaking to my team as well in regards to you see the hashtag Unite DeFi get thrown a lot out, right? And I was telling the team, we've been we started using that hashtag when we first launched as a project named EarnPay. We later rebranded when we went to our version 2, and really, when we see it blindly just used and just thrown out there. And what I was basically preaching to my team was that Unite DeFi is really about, and you said it perfectly, right? It's about uniting through utility. So creating utilities that benefit all projects, not just your own, right? And I think that's key. And I want to commend you for that line of thinking, because it seems right now that Unite DeFi is getting blurred with some projects. So.
That's a diplomatic way to put it. I think the fundamental heart here, which is at least, and this is my personal opinion here, guys, is that it's about collaboration rather than assimilation, and being able to take the best thoughts, the best people, the best structures, and to share, to grow all projects, because all projects have got enough variation, enough difference in them that we can move this whole space forward by keeping as many projects afloat and going as possible, and through that broad population, we will see the best thrive, and others evolve alongside them to follow best practice, to give that right vision of what we all know DeFi can do and achieve for the future of finance and humanity.
Crypto history in the making right now.
Yeah, I'm just going to add one thing. I don't want to get in trouble, but I think people think that getting these other projects and bringing them in, adding LP, is unifying DeFi. That's I don't understand that. Like what we did with DFS, and someone came to me, and we have been approached with mergers and being acquired and acquiring other projects and stuff like that. And people think that's what unifying DeFi is. And they say, when we reject them and we want to move on, they say, you can't do it yourself. You have to partner up with other projects, and we firmly agree with that. That's why doing these acquisitions where you're just adding the LP into your liquidity pool isn't doing anything. Like we made that partnership with DFS, and we're actively in a partnership with their sports book that's going to be coming out, and we have other ways that we made a fit where it actually made sense. Like it's a true partnership. We're very aware we can't do everything ourselves, Dan and DFS Mafia is very aware that they can't do it themselves either. I think everybody is, and coming together and putting their utilities out in the forefront. Everyone enhancing each other is the way to do it, not doing these LP injections and stuff like that. So that's all I'll say about that.
That's one thing that I've said to the team as well, and it's if we ever did any type of acquisition, it would only be for the sense of adding value, right? If the project or whatever's being acquired will add value and can continue to work in parallel, that's really where the how a proper merger should be, right? Otherwise, it becomes just an absorption game of well, I'll leave it there, but
yeah, you're exactly right. It dilutes the gene pool is what it does at the end of the day. It's snuffing out projects which with the right collaborative support may have thrived. And there's so much innovation out there, and it is so, pardon my French, fucking exciting what we're doing in this space right now. Seeing these wee lights of goodness being snuffed out is disappointing, because given the right structure, given the right opportunity, and we all know how everybody is struggling at the moment. The last week has been pretty good in terms of a bit of a bounce back, but crikey there, it was getting awfully wintry for a wee while, and naturally some projects would go by the wayside, but creating the conditions wherein projects can support each other, can share the good ideas on how to weather the winter, on how to make it through, on how to improve this little slice or that little slice, keeps the vigor of the industry going. So for me personally, seeing as many projects thrive has got to be a good thing. It's all about unity. It's all about identifying great utility and the smart projects out there which are bringing external dollars into this environment, so that what we are creating here is that true tokenized economy of real things going on out there which require money, which require a combination of fiat and the movement of funds, and bringing all of that together in a combined ecosystem, like we're doing at Nobility, where we're able to provide the services to streamers, services to play to earn games and gamers, and bring all of that together and build out some of the key layers of competition which this industry really is screaming for, and that being around streaming platforms, so that we can provide something where our investors who have come on board at this very, very early stage of the journey and are effectively backing the business to build the utility which we've promised, that we translate that promise into real world results, and create that positive ecosystem and environment where fresh dollars are coming in on a daily basis to drive the actual business of the business, and thereby power the token behind it. So I think that Nobility has done a lot right. And Kyle's vision, his work as a CEO is absolutely stellar. And I think that he's creating the shining light of Camelot atop the hill, to which other projects can look to for both inspiration and support. So our man Rick, the noble one, is always here. So if there's any projects out there tonight who want to reach out, who want to talk about unifying DeFi, of unity through utility, then reach out to Rick, myself, or Kyle. Messages are always open, and looking forward to hearing from as many as possible.
Oh yeah, likewise, and I can agree with everything all three of y'all just said and went over to the T for the most part. Kind of want to put a spot in there. Shorty, you want to talk about floaty swap and how it is going to essentially unite DeFi?
Actually, we need to let's go ahead and move on to questions, simply because I'm short on time.
All right. Does anybody in the audience have any questions for anyone up here? Please raise your hand.
Yeah, while we're waiting for those people to come up with questions, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to, he's not on here, but Chris from Affinity. I talked to him for the first time. I think it was last week or the week before, but he's another one that completely understands this. Unity through utility. I guess we should rename it now, because when we got on a call, it wasn't, hey, how can I acquire you? How can you acquire me? How can we artificially boost our LP? All this other stuff. It was, hey, I'm working on this. I have this cool thing coming out. How can this help you? And then, hey, what are your products? How can this help me? And it's like a back and forth. So I got to completely understand what Affinity is working on. And I got a huge respect for what he's doing with Adapt and these other things. And I think we came up with some good ideas with how we could integrate Adapt with what we're doing and what we're doing with what they have going on too. So it was a really good conversation. We talked for over an hour. So I just wanted to plug that in there, that there are other people in this space who actually do care about taking their utilities and trying to work with other projects and some kind of collaboration effort. So it's good to see.
We have a funny story for you, Kyle. But when we initially launched as Earned Pay, Affinity was actually the token we were reflecting permanently. And so, yeah, we're very close to the Affinity guys, and you know, we share that same sentiment. They are very helpful, resourceful, and always available. You know, and that's having wonderful people like that you can always reach out to adds tremendous value. You know, for whenever you're working on whenever you run into a situation that you haven't before, right? So it's important to build these relationships and network in this way. And you know, we love the Affinity guys. We support all the work they're doing, and you know, the Adapt will be integrated in our mobile wallet as well. And so, you know, continuing to the unite through utility, right? So I really like that.
Go ahead, Nobility.
Hey guys, this is Rick on the Nobility account. How you guys doing?
Good.
Doing good, man.
Great space. Can you guys talk about the tokenomics here? I know Nobility's being listed. For those that don't know, how does that work? How does is it a manual claim? Do you have to go in and choose a set of tokens? Can you explain a little?
So right now, the way RocketFi works is if you buy RocketFi, it automatically reflects BUSD by default. It will work like a BUSD token. You'll get auto deposits in BUSD, and etc. You'll get your market share that equates to your bag size. Now, the way our smart reflections work is we offer over 30 options to diversify your reflections in, with no impact to your market share. So if you want to, if a holder buys 100 million RocketFi and then wants to do 90% of their bag towards Nobility, or wants to do 100%, they'll get their entire market share proportional to their percentage of each pool. And so what we provide is a pool subscription service that diversifies your portfolio. So through our D app, after you buy RocketFi, you go to our D app, you'll see your default reflection, which is BUSD. From there, you can then navigate to our managing your rewards, and from there you'll see all the offerings we have. And we have a slider mechanism where you simply slide your percentages, and it will auto scale them until they complete 100%. And so we do this to facilitate you anyone that wants to do over 3 choices, right? It just facilitates having a know what percentages you're selecting. And we do allow up to 10 reflection choices per profile, per bag. So if we do have holders that reflect another set of 10, and so they'll send their tokens to another wallet and set it up like that. But essentially, you get your market share in reflections regardless of your reflection choice. And so what basically we try to you had a question regarding the claiming rewards. Right now you have to go into the D app to claim your rewards. We are about to enable auto deposits, so once we do turn that on, all tokens that are on our reflections will be auto deposited, and that includes any partner token that is in there. So right now, no automatic deposits on any reflection separate from BUSD. But in the next month or so, we will have auto deposits on for the rest of the tokens.
I've seen some projects launched recently that give out multiple reflections in different projects. Somewhat have issues with their contracts. How is your contract been in regards to so many different options, so many different reflections?
So that's the wonderful part of our contract, right? I developed it about roughly 5 to 6 months ago. I spent a lot of time, a lot of rigorous testing. I think I deployed that contract at least 60 times on testnet. I mean, it was ridiculous. So I will say it's just rigorous testing and learning from the testing and learning how to mitigate gas. Really, that's the key to dealing with tons of distributors.
Shorty's a genius. Don't let him fool you.
No, it's simpler than it really is simpler than it sounds. But it's I want to attribute it just to our rigorous testing and just we do take a very agile development approach to any of our products that we work on, and so there's that knowing in there that our contracts are being tested, and so.
I know you guys mentioned having being the first ones to, or actually Affinity being the first one to reflect. And I know Affinity reflects, I believe, in BUSD, but also Cardano ADA. Are there any reflective tokens that are outside of the BSC chain?
So right now, we only have BSC chain and pegged options. So we do have pegged offerings. Now, as far as cross-chain rewards, we do not have that. Now, if you look at a roadmap, we do have it is in our roadmap. So eventually, that's after our floaty swap release, that'll be our next focus.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Do you want to go into floaty swap some, Shorty? We didn't have anybody raise their hand, so.
So floaty swap is a let's start with the RocketFi token right now. With RocketFi, we have a gamification aspect built in called the boost pools. We have what's called the burn boost, the buy boost, and the pay boost. And to put it simply, the buy boost is a chance-based pool that is winnable with a minimum buy of 50 million RocketFi. Every 50 million RocketFi purchase allows you to roll for a chance to win this buy boost pool, right? So that acts as an incentive for buying through our D app. Next, we have what's called our burn boost, which is a burn to earn mechanism we have built in. You burn RocketFi through our what's called our burner number 1 on our D app, and you get a chance to roll for a burn boost pool, which also rewards you in RocketFi, and it's a chance-based pool where burning your token is the rolling requirement. So you burn RocketFi, you get a roll to win more RocketFi. So that's the burn boost, and then we have the pay boost. The pay boost is our what we call crypto back mechanism. We have a 0% transfer tax. Right now, if you pay anyone in RocketFi, there is a pay boost pool that collects every time you pay someone. So you get instant crypto back as soon as you pay someone in RocketFi. So these 3 pools, I mentioned them because they're key parts of what make floaty swap, what will make floaty swap, and the utility that we'll be adding to additional projects and tokens that get listed on there. Every token will have its own set of pools, and these will be called floaty pools. And it will be powered by our RocketFi protocols and technology, which will also be tied to our diversification platform. So high level, that's what Floaty Swap is, and it will be a wrapper cross DEX swap that can any project can latch onto,
regardless of which DEX they're on.
regardless of which DEX. Now, anyone that's already listed in our smart rewards will automatically be grandfathered into Floaty Swap, and so it will allow every project that's on there to the opportunity to contribute to their boost pools as well, and sort of just give you that incentive that we've had. When volume slows down, and you have a buy boost that builds up, and then you start seeing a few candles come in with people trying to win it, right? And so it's a small utilities that benefit a lot of projects that we that have worked for us, and we just want to extend this to other projects. And so that's the goal behind Floaty Swap, along with the pay boost crypto back that will also be part of the Floaty Swap product. So anyone goes to Floaty Swap, they create what's called their smart code on there, which is a blockchain address identifier ID, right? That is stored on the blockchain that you can use to send your crypto. Now, there's additional utility with those smart codes built into referral codes. So smart codes will allow projects to offer a discount on their buy using smart codes as well. So there's a lot of different integrations that we're putting into Floaty that come from the RocketFi system ecosystem that we're extending to all projects.
That's awesome. Can't believe not one person has a question.
I think we speak too much, which is I think a good thing. No questions is good too.
Yeah, we just go into so much detail that nobody has any questions ever.
That's what I'm sticking with anyway. Any questions? Going once, going twice. All right. I guess not. But yeah, what was I gonna say? I kind of have a brain freeze for a second. You got something, Shorty?
No, I just want to go ahead and just thank the Nobility team again for joining us in this joint space and just talking crypto and educating and just discussing both projects. Having these forums is really beneficial for teams and for holders, just to understand what's going on. And as teams, we're busy working. We rarely have the time to sit and really see what other projects are doing. So this is these are great opportunities to really understand what everyone else is doing and what's being done out there. And so
Yeah, I agree 100% with that. I was just telling somebody, actually, I like these AMAs, catching up with other projects, because I'm absolutely horrible with paying attention to what everyone else is working on and what they're releasing and stuff like that. I'm so focused on Nobility that it's hard to look elsewhere, but hopping on these, it's nice to get caught up and see what everyone else has going on. So it sounds like you guys have some pretty awesome stuff coming out. So I'm excited for you guys, proud of you guys, and can't wait to see you guys come out with in the future.
Hey, likewise, and we definitely be looking out for us posting our smart rewards leaderboards. We do post the most subscribed pools in our smart reward selections, and there will be added benefits later to those projects that consistently are in the top of the pool. So any tweets that you guys have, we share, and we share all projects that we collaborate. We share any information that you want us to relay to our holders. We'll just send that over to us, and we'll gladly do it.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. And yeah, thank you guys for having us on here as well. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, and y'all can actually post that in our Discord channel. I know y'all are Discord based. You can actually post that in our Discord channel, and we have a bridge for our Telegram. We'll we'll be able to see it and react to it.